Hello everyone, I am Rusha Mukherjee, a student of Student Law College, and I am currently interning with LEXIS and Company. Today I am going to speak about the Sabarimala case, where the actual dignity of the woman and the woman's respect was at stake. I will give a very brief location of the Sabarimala temple. It was located in Periyar Tiger Reserve, in a completely reserved area. And this temple's speciality was it had a selective ban on women. That is, the women of 10 to 50 years were not allowed there because of their menstrual cycle. Now, the case was actually brought before the Supreme Court. The Indian Lawyers Association plus 5 women lawyers approached the Supreme Court seeking directions to allow women to enter without restrictions, that is, from 10 to 50 years of age. Another group of women who was actually named Happy to Bleed campaign, they also criticized the practice that the woman was discriminated on the basis of their menstrual cycle and actually thought to be impure. Now, the main thing is that what was the sayings or what was the holdings of the Travancore board. The board was named Travancore Devasam Board. They said that this tradition was in accordance to the tradition. This is a rule that was according to the tradition, that was a very old tradition. And the constitution in itself holds the right that a community or anyone can hold his traditions, because traditions or customs also has the force of law in it. The second argument was Lord Ayappa, or the deity that was there, was a Naishtika Brahmachari. Secondly, they also wanted to say that the physical hardship, austerity, or the days of celibacy could not be done of the woman of that age as it could be done by the men. Because, as earlier I've told, that it was in a reserved place, in a hill type of place where everybody could not go, and it was actually very difficult to go. The second thing is that what I told earlier, that the constitution has the preservation for the tradition part. The traditions can be preserved as per the constitution. For understanding the Sabarimala problem, the Sabarimala verdict, we have to understand the 1991 case, where the Kerala High Court said that the restriction was from times immemorial and hence no discrimination was practiced here. This actually legitimized the Sabarimala's practice. Now comes that what was actually the issues here. The issues was at the SC or the Supreme Court told was that tagging a woman because of the menstrual cycle is not correct. Actually, the Article 14 says whenever a discrimination is done, it should have a intelligible differential. It has to be based on reasonable grounds and has to match with Article 19 and 21. But as we see that Article 21 talks about the right to a dignified life. If a person is being considered as an impure person and is discriminated just on the ground of a biological phenomena like a menstrual cycle, then the intelligible differential cannot be met, and hence this practice should not be allowed. The second thing was that when we are discriminating someone or some gender, thinking that gender to be a impure one, or thinking that those people to be an impure one, then that leads to the practice of untouchability, and that is completely prohibited by the constitution. And also it did not have any concept of private mandir. The Supreme Court also observed that the funds that the Sabarimala temple drew was from the consolidated fund. and it also concluded that it was a public place of worship, and it was concluded from the fact that people from an entire world came and did this worshipping, and hence only excluding women was ultimately arbitrary and completely not justified. We knew that traditions had to be maintained, but not at the cost of women's dignity or not at the cost of curbing the meaning of right to life and practicing something arbitrary. And hence, the Supreme Court had decided that all women, irrespective of their age, will be allowed to worship in the Sabarimala temple. That's all for today. Stay safe, stay happy. Goodbye.